best AI cameras here. How you doing, man? Oh, absolutely. They'll get better with time, but... Yeah. Yeah. I think you've got someone manually watching it. Yeah. Is it a flip phone you got, like a fold-up phone? What's the screen like? Is it weird? It freaks you out.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Come on! Wait up!
Is everyone ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved, so fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in higher levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you'll surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Good evening and welcome to round 8 of the RD8 NPLSA. Sees top of the table Birkalla versus 4th place Adelaide City. Two of the 4 highest goal scorers with 17 goals and 2 of the best defences in the league. City conceding only 8 while Berks have only conceded 9. I am your commentator, Mark Talbot, and thank you for joining me on the FSA League's YouTube channel. And as you can see there, the league table, Birkalla sitting on top, Adelaide City currently sitting in 4th, and we're going to jump straight into the lineups for this evening's clash. Starting with the home side, Birkalla. Number 4, Kane Vidmar. Number 5, Jared Clark. Number 6, Ryan Yates. Number 7, Tyrese Conway. Number 8, George Blackwood. Number 10, Dylan Klassen Thomas. Number 13, Zoe Sakani. Number 14, Nathan Anijanto. Number 18, Yohei Matsumoto. Number 20, and captain, Nicholas Harpus. And number 22, Alan Welsh. And on the bench for Birkalla, Julian Torrance and the reserve keeper. You've got Abdullahi wearing number 11. Number 16, Sakonis. Number 23, Chris Christofilos. Number 26, Amir Ibrahim. And Jonathan Dorigo rounds out the bench for Birkalla in this clash tonight. And we jump across to Adelaide City, the away side. Number 1, John Hall. Number 5, Noah Smith. Number 6, Bradley Corbo. Number 7, Danielle Brissan. Number 10, Nicholas Bucco. Number 20, Yuki Kitano. Number 23, Yared Abatu. Number 26, Terence Lynch. Number 47, Asad Kasumovic. Number 80, Patrick Karachia. And number 87, Dominic Costanzo. And on the bench for Adelaide City, number 16, Francesco Scamizzi. Number 18, Cosmo Groff. Number 22, Giorgio Barjas. Number 25, Luis Laurie Latanzio. Number 46, Oliver Weston. And not sure the last number, but Nicholas Francesi rounds out the bench for Adelaide City as the players line up. We observe a minute's silence there held by our match official. And tonight that is Tom Brinkworth, and he's assisted by Nick Elligan and Thomas Temby. And what a clash I think we have in store this evening between these two sides, as the captains will meet in the middle for the coin toss, which is the evergreen Nicholas Bucco, wearing number 10 for Adelaide City. And Nicholas Harpus in green, number 20 for Birkalla, the goalkeeper. All 3 match officials in their newly appointed coloured shirts this year of pink, which certainly stand out. But John Hall's also in pink this evening, so hopefully we don't get the goalkeeper confused with the referees, but we should be okay. Adelaide City will be in their traditional white and black stripes, white shorts, white socks this evening, and Birkalla in their traditional black and gold shirts, black and yellow shirts, black shorts, and yellow socks. Both sides are staying as they are, so Adelaide City will kick left to right of your screen. Birkalla, the home side, right to left. Like I said, both defences have been in outstanding form this season, conceding very few goals, whilst also the attack scoring plenty of goals. George Blackwood leading the way for the home side with goals scored with 6 this season. And Yuki Kitano for Adelaide City leading his charges with 6 as well. So battle between the two to see who can leap over the other in that golden boot race, which is currently being led by the one Metro Stars striker Andre Cole. And the other one that's sitting at the top of that pile is none other than Josh Morrie for Campbelltown. As Birkalla get us underway here at Jack Smith Park with Zoisakani kicking off and Birkalla going all the way back to Vidmar. He goes long looking for Blackwood, and that's going to drift over him. The last game that I was on was the Adelaide City game, and Lynch there, who was thrown long and out of play, started that game. He's... Actually, I think he came off the bench, to be honest. With the slight change, in that game they had Noah Smith playing as a centre-back. They've now pushed him back out to left-back in that marauding left-back role that he plays as Claston Thomas plays forward and finds Blackwood in space on the left wing. He's able to get towards the box and inside up against Lynch, goes outside to Corbo. And Corbo uses his experience and ushers him out of play. Good defending there from Corbo, who's coming inside and playing on the right side of centre-back tonight. Lynch at right back, Abachu left side centre-back, which will allow Buko Karachia to sit in the holding roles for Adelaide City. And so Brassan and Katano will switch between the two of them, playing in the 10 and the 9 position, and Costanzo on the right wing, Kasumovic on the left wing. Birkalla will line up as they have done all season so far. Only a change is Conway's come into the starting lineup for what's only a second start in the league. As Yates wins that, loses out, but Vidmar's there. He finds Claston Thomas. He's able to turn forward, but loses out to Karachia. Back to Yared Abachu. He's able to spread the ball to Lynch, but he's happy to go all the way back to the experienced John Hall in goal. And he looks for Costanzo and finds him on the halfway line. Costanzo inside, back to Abachu, leaves him a little bit short. He gets his foot to it and clears it. And it's going to go out on the far side for a throw into Birkalla. Back to that lineup for Birkalla. They have Matsumoto at right back, Vidmar and Clark in the two centre back roles, and Nathan Anajanto in the left back role. In the middle they'll have Yates, Welsh and Blackwood. Up top they'll have Zoisakani, and then Claston Thomas on one wing, Tyrese Conway on the other, and at the moment Conway's on the left side. Claston Thomas started on the right. Throw in for Lynch goes to Costanzo, who goes line, and Adriano's there to cut it out. Buko able to bring it down, but loses out to Welsh. It falls kindly for Smith, who looks for the switch in behind to Costanzo and finds him. And he keeps it in up against Anajanto. Anajanto wins out there and then goes line, does very well, finds Conway. Blackwood keeps it in and goes back to Conway, and unfortunately he gives it away to Buko, but he can't find a teammate. It falls kindly for Lynch. And City get the ball back. Both teams just trying to settle into this game as quickly as they can. Adelaide City probably just slightly ahead at the moment in terms of settling. As Corbo looks to go long and there's no one in behind Anajanto, and that's probably going to drift all the way out. There is a good wind picking up, going from left to right, favouring Adelaide City. It is a beautiful night here at Jack Smith Park for football. Somewhere around 24 degrees. Beautiful night, no rain expected. Like I said, there is a bit of a breeze, which will probably affect the way the teams can play a little bit. It will force teams that could possibly go long or have to keep the ball on the deck and play short, as Blackwood plays short to Conway. Finds Yates. Yates looks over the top for Blackwood and finds him in behind Lynch. He's found in an offside position. John Hall will look to take this one, and he'll go long as he sent all the players forward. Does so, looking for Catano. He gets there first. Birkalla end up coming away with it, and here's Classon Thomas. He loses out to Patrick Carachia. Here's Carachia driving forward and into the box. Continues, and Clark's there to clean up and clear. Had a great season so far has Jared Clark at the heart of Birkalla defence after his off-season move from FK Beergrade. Here's Kasumovic. Goes round to Classon Thomas. Gets a bit of a nudge, and Tom Brinkworth says play on, and it's out for a goal kick. And over the history of these two teams, have met each other 76 times in the top flight here at SA. Birkalla with 25 wins, 12 draws between the two of them. Adelaide City with 39 wins, so Adelaide City certainly had the better of the two as Birkalla come away with it. Here's Blackwood on the left wing. Holds up for Conway and finds him down the line. Conway looks to cross and does so first time, goes far post. Cleared by Smith, only as far as Sakani. Sakani looks to cross, takes on Smith. Goes down just outside the box, and the ref says goal kick. Big cheer from the bench of Birkalla, but nothing really from Sakani himself. He just struggles to his feet as I think he felt that one on the knee. And Adelaide City will have the goal kick. Adelaide City keep the ball moving short. Here is the free kick for Adelaide City. Corba again getting it moving quickly. And there is another game on in the NPLSA tonight, and that is Campbelltown taking on Croydon Kings at Campbelltown. That's currently sitting at 0-0. As that ball finds its way through to Costanzo, but then Conway works back to knock that back to Harpus. Scores are brought to you from the One World LED and Sportal Systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions, scoreboard and time clock. As we move into the playing the 8th minute currently here at Jack Smith Park. Janto will take this throw. It's followed up by another throw in. Goes long looking for Zakani, who wins the flick to Conway. Conway up against Corbo. Corbo uses his body well and keeps hold of it there. Well done there from Corbo. And then he goes long looking for Costanzo, and then Gento gets there first. Carachia able to put his foot on it and finds Kasumovic. Kasumovic with an awkward ball for Yates to take down, but eventually Yates for Birkalla wins it. He's surrounded by Carachia and Bressan. That's all very niggly just in there for that minute, and Carachia wins the free kick off Blackwood. Bucco tells him to settle down, slow down, and he'll get on the ball and play. Goes inside to Carachia and gets it back from him. Then he goes back inside. Carachia turns into a little bit of trouble. Blackwood looks for Sakani but can't find him, and Abichu will come away with it and keep the ball. Carachia back on the ball for Adelaide City. Sumovic turns into trouble and does well to get out of it. Looks in behind for Costanzo, but that's well over hit and no one's catching that one, and that's out for a goal kick. As Harpus gets himself back into the box to take this goal kick. stabs it in looking for Sakani, but Buko gets there first. Karacia to Kasumovic, but he can't bring that under control. And here's Welsh, looks for Sakani in behind, up against Yared Abatu, but Abatu gets there first. Keeps it off of Sakani for the time being, goes back to Smith. Smith with time to turn and looks to play out. Gives that away to Welsh. Welsh into the box, tries to chip Hall, but it's going to need something special from there to beat Hall. Going to need more loft and a lot of dip after, as Hall wasn't that far off his line. And here's Costanzo. He switches play. Here's Noah Smith. Swings it across in, and Vidmar can't clear it, but Andy Janto does, and goes straight up. Conway wins the first header, and Blackwood's able to get his foot on it. Karacia now comes away with it. Here's Brissan to Catano. Catano can't find Karacia. Almost falls kindly for Kasumovic and cleared by Vidmar. Buko on the ball for Adelaide City. Finds Kasumovic. Cleared. All a bit scrappy at the moment. Karacia now able to get the ball down and play backwards to Smith. Smith into Catano. Leaves it for Brissan, but well read there from Vidmar. Birkalla now try to put their foot on it, and Matsumoto goes long looking for Sakani, and Abatu gets there first and clears. Still a bit scrappy at the moment. Here's Welsh. Turns out, finds Carson Thomas. He's able to slow it down and go back to Matsumoto. Birkalla now able to string a couple of passes together. Carson Thomas gets past two. Continues, goes forward, finds Conway. Conway tucks back inside and tries to find Matsumoto on the right wing. Does so. He crosses first time. Cleared by Noah Smith. Well done there from Smith, and Karacia further. Only as far as Yates now. He gives it away to Catano and then brings him down, and ref says play on. Here's Yates looking for Conway. Sakani. Blackwood. He's able to get forward. He runs at that box, hits it, snatches at it a little bit and drags it wide of John Hall's upright. Players just asking why that wasn't a free kick on Catano. Pajas not happy at all on the bench, and the assistant there just trying to calm down a little bit. Corbo looks for Catano, and Yates gets there first. Conway. He's met by Lynch, and that ball's just lobbed into the middle of the park, and that's a heavy collision there, and Adelaide City win the ball. Smith looks to cross and find Costanzo, does so early, up against Anajanto. Lynch finds Catano. Catano looks to beat Vidmar, gets into the box, but there's Clark there to clean up and clears. Well read there from Clark as Catano tried to beat Vidmar and beat him with the ball, let it go, played the old dummy through the legs and onto it, but Clark read that early enough to get across. Lynch will take this throw in. Brinkworth just telling him to go back a little bit. So he does. He's asked him to go back a little bit further. Now he can take the throw. Goes long into the box. Catano gets there first. Karacia with the volley, and that's over the top of the bar and over the netting behind the goal. As he caught it well, but always hard to keep that one down as the ball's falling out from a great height. It's probably the first real shot in anger, but not on target. As Burks goes short, here's Anajanto. He goes long and gives that away to Noah Smith. Smith inside to Buko. Buko back to Smith. There's Corbo. Corbo wide to Lynch. Costanzo looks to beat Anajanto, and Catano wins the free kick off Vidmar. Just in front of the Birkalla dugout. In this position it allows the tall timber of Yared Abatu to head forward. Corbo staying back for Adelaide City along with Lynch. Conway, one-man wall. Zakani's having to go back as well. as Bucco is over this ball. He'll look to swing this in, and does so. Goes middle, cleared by Blackwood, falls to Brissan, who goes wide to Kasumovic. He's going to do well to keep that in. Does keep it in, but only for a brief moment, as that then goes out for a throw-in. And it looks like Adelaide will try and box in Birkalla now in that far corner. Simona gets the ball back from Yates. Klassen Thomas turns beautifully out of trouble there, and then looks to switch it to Conway and finds Conway on the halfway line. He's now able to get forward. Here is Conway up against Lynch. Goes inside and finds Blackwood. Blackwood gives it back to him in the box. Conway crosses, and then it's cut out by Abitu and over the bar. Great play there from Birkalla from back to front, and in the end, Yared Abitu having to clear, but dangerously ends up going over his bar. Hall just watched that one, and it's now out for a Birkalla corner as we tick over 15 minutes of time played here. Yates, outswinger, goes far post, looking for Welsh. Welsh wins it, goes back inside, and Costanzo's going to clean up for Adelaide City. He's able to get away from Sakani, but not Yates. Here is Sakani on the ball now. He looks to cross and takes a slight deflection, and Smith does well to almost shoulder that one out of play and for another corner. As I said, this fixture has certainly favoured Adelaide City in the past, with 39 wins. As Yates heads over to take this one again on the far side. As he drills this one in, going near post this time, or through the middle, and it's cleared eventually, and then cleared again by Catano, and the flag has gone up on the far side for offside. And that ball is does make its way all the way to the AFL pitch behind me. And as I was discussing history before, Football South Australia is taking part in South Australia's History Festival this May, hosting a series of sessions at Service FM Stadium, exploring the history of the game in our state, titled One Round Ball, Football's Connections Across South Australia. Sessions look at how football has brought communities together across generations, from grassroots to the global stage, through stories, memorabilia and personal experiences. Sessions run across May and are free to attend, but bookings are required. You can find more information via the Football SA website. Highly recommend, if you get the opportunity, to book in on one of the history sessions and see what has happened in the history of football here in SA, as we've produced players, many players that have played at high levels over the years, and produced some absolutely fantastic teams as well. As eventually the ball finds its way to Lynch for the throw-in to Adelaide City. He goes line looking for Katana up against Energento. Good little flick, but Brissan can't get there, and Clark does, and he clears long into the wind and holds up a little bit. Eventually it falls in the middle of the park. Klassen Thomas does well there to get past Smith. Here is Klassen Thomas. He goes wide to Blackwood into the box. Blackwood forced wide, hits it across, and eventually cleared by Yared Abitu again. This time out for another corner. Great play there from Birkalla. Klassen Thomas certainly showing his wares, and now to get round players there. And like me, if you want to chat to a local who backs you and your team, it's better to be a member with RAA, proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA here in South Australia. Have been for many years, and we hope that partnership continues. But great local business getting behind local sport. Here is Yates. He swings it in. Hall gets a fist and does well to clear that outside the 18. Klassen Thomas gets there first, goes all the way back to Clark. Clark puts his foot through that high, up and under. Eventually falls to Welsh. Walsh up against Brisson on that far side. Crosses, cleared by Abatu again. Claston Thomas picks up the rebound. He chips it to Blackwood. Blackwood just outside the box, a little bit wider than what he would like. He's able to face forward. Eventually he finds Anajanto in plenty of space. Anajanto will look to cross. Finds Conway. Conway into the box. Beats one, but can't beat the second. And Bucco's there to clean up. He plays out into Costanzo's feet. Does well there, and Costanzo's able to turn, but he can't wrap his foot around that and kicks it out for a throw-in. Anajanto for Burks will take the throw, goes long looking for Sakani. Conway blocks that one. Sakani beats Corbo, beats Bucco. Keeps it away from Costanzo. Here's Anajanto, goes back to Sakani. Sakani goes inside to Blackwood. Corbo cuts that out, and Brisson comes away with it for Adelaide City. And Bucco looks for Catano in behind. Vidmar does well, and Catano, good battle there, and Catano gives away the free kick. Vidmar will look to get us underway again as we move into the Here is Brisson up against Clark, cuts it back. Here's Kasumovic into the box, forced wide, and Matsumoto comes back and clears. Not the best of first touches there from Kasumovic, but it allowed enough time for Matsumoto to get back and clear. But it's another corner to Adelaide City. Kasumovic knows if he had the right touch there, would have set him up for a shot at goal. Instead his touch took him just a little bit wide, and it allowed Birkalla to get back. Bucco goes across to take this corner. Signals. Two hands up in the air. Being in swinger. Goes far post, but that wind's going to catch that, and that goes all the way out for another goal kick to Birkalla. The wind is very deceptive here at Jack Smith Park this evening. As I said earlier, it is a left to right of screen wind. As Birkalla goes short, and then Vidmar looks to find Sakani and does so. Here's Blackwood. Goes wide to Conway up against Lynch. Can't bring that under control. Lets that one slip past him. Here's Costanzo. Lynch goes inside and finds Smith in the left back row. Smith goes wide to Kasumovic, who's managed to find some space. He's able to turn and run it. Matsumoto, and goes round him. But Yates is there to help him out and cleans up. Here's Claston Thomas. Blackwood. Blackwood goes wide to Sakani. Sakani cuts inside. And looks for Claston Thomas and almost finds him with a great ball in behind, but Hall's there to clean up as Claston Thomas couldn't quite bring that under control. And Adelaide City get away with one there, as that was a beautiful ball in behind from Sakani. That's what Sakani brings, that vision to this team. He's able to pick up the ball in those deeper areas. And that was just a beautiful ball. Hall couldn't do much until he knew what Claston Thomas was going to do, and in the end it fell kindly for John Hall. And the score remains 0-0 here at Jack Smith Park. After 24 minutes. And it's half time in the other RAA NPLSA game this evening. Campbelltown and Croydon Kings, and Croydon Kings have taken a 1-0 lead into that half-time break, as that ball almost falls kindly for Anajanto, who's up from left back. Eventually cleared all the way through to the Birkalla back line, and Clark has to clear and finds Claston Thomas. Claston Thomas had to go all the way back to Harpers. Yates in the left back role. He tucks inside with that ball and looks for his options. Finds Claston Thomas. He's pressured by Smith. Here's Clark. looking for Sakani, finds him, but he hasn't got anyone to flick that onto, and Corbo comes away with it for Adelaide City. Weighs up his options, goes to Costanzo, but Janto's there first. And Adelaide City go all the way back to John Hall. Aperture finds Brissan in some space. He's able to turn and go forward. Here's Costanzo. Costanzo cuts in onto the left and shoots, but only as far as Vidmar, and he knocks it out for a throw-in. I'll say he shot, but it was goal-bound. I'm not sure if it meant to be a cross, looking for that far post run. As Karachia makes his way over for this throw-in, and I would hazard the guess it will be a long throw-in from Karachia, unless he does go short to Lynch, who made a great little run there, but no, he's going to go long into the box. Saw this against Sturt the other week, and he does long, looking for Catano, cleared by Yates, and as far as Smith. Smith hits it. It's a great save there from Harpus as he gets across. And that's what we expect from someone like Smith, able to get that early touch. A great volley, kept it down and forced Harpus into a good save, and that's the first real save of the evening. Smith now goes across to take this corner. But Harpus, great movement across and flung himself across to make the save. And Smith swings this one in, goes far post. Cleared from under the line, under the bar from Welsh, and it's fallen to Kasumovic. Kasumovic tries to get a shot away, but eventually blocked, and Vidmar is able to play Sakani. But Smith tracks back all the way and blocks that one, and Blackwood gives away the free kick to Karachia. Dangerous cross in there from Smith as that almost went all the way in, and Welsh at the far post for Birkalla has to head out from under the bar. Here's Bucco. Finds Costanzo up against Matsumoto. Onto his right, looks to cross, does so. Cleared by Yates, only as far as Lynch. Lynch looks to cross, and that's blocked by Conway. Goes out for another throw into Adelaide City. I dare say Karachia will look to come across and take this one and use that long throw of his. Is long, launched into the box looking for Catano, but Vidmar gets there first. Cleared, Bucco. Forced wide, comes back to Kasumovic. Beats one and goes down, and the ref says play on. As Kasumovic goes down, but Mr. Brinkworth says there is no foul there. Play on, and he's just checking on Yates, who's actually stayed down. Kasumovic did as well, but they're now both back up onto their feet. Kasumovic just asking the question. As Adelaide City will have the throw just inside their half. As again, just keeping an eye on Nick Deligan, just having a quick chat with Vaspar Haas again, the assistant referee. Now he's going to make his way all the way back to the defensive line. As he does so, and Mr. Brinkworth, Tom Brinkworth, will get us underway again. Throwing taken, here's Corbo, goes all the way back to John Hall. Smith goes inside and finds Catano. Catano with the flick for Kasumovic, and he's in an offside position. As Tom Brinkworth is just going to have a chat with someone. I'm not sure who at this stage. We'll keep an eye out. He's asking Blackwood to go off for the blood rule. As it seemed, the joys of the artificial pitches is that it does burn, and it does give you, can lead to a open wound, and that's what he's coming off for, as there is probably blood on his knee. So he does have to come off the field. And Nick Harpus will get us underway again after that offside. But great play there from Catano to come short and get that little flick. Kasumovic just gone a touch early as that ball goes long, and Abatu wins the first header. Yates cleans up and wins the second ball, but gives it away to Karachia. Here's Karachia. Yates brings him down in the middle of the park, and he's going to go in the book for it as well. So there's the first yellow of the evening to Yates in the 31st minute. I would hazard the guess this might be a little bit too far out for a shot, but when you've got the likes of Buko and Kasumovic, you never can count these things out, as Harpers will set up, I would say, a two-man wall. And Blackwood is back on after the blood rule. Quick patch-up job there for him, and he's back out. Harper's just asking for a two-man wall. Like I said, it is a long way out. I mean, we're looking at probably close to 40 yards from goal. Kasumovic is lining up as though he's going to hit this one. And it is a three-man wall now. Kasumovic does hit it, goes low and blocked by Welsh. Then cleared by Blackwood. Here's Klassen Thomas. Falls kindly for Brissan. Brissan finds Costanzo. Costanzo hits. His left foot shot is over the bar. Another shot there for Adelaide City. Unfortunately, this time unable to get this one on target and make Harpers make a save. But the ball fell kindly for Adelaide City there, as the free kick didn't quite go to plan for Kasumovic, as Andrijano goes long looking for Sakani. He wins the first one. Blackwood wins the second, and Lynch then clears for Adelaide City. Neither side able to bring that under control at the moment. Eventually Burks do, and here is Conway. Goes inside for Blackwood. Yates finds Sakani. Good play there from Birkalla, but well defended from Abatu. And here's Karachia, finds Catano. Catano's able to turn and go forward. Here's Costanzo. Cuts inside, into the box. Costanzo hits it, and it's fallen kindly for Brissan, who deflected Costanzo's shot goal bound, and it ended up going wide of Harpers' post there. But much better there from Adelaide City, and Costanzo in particular able to drive into that box. He didn't hit his shot as well as he would have liked, that's for sure. But it did fall kindly for Brissan, who was unable to deflect his shot goal bound. Eventually it just went wide of Harpers' upright, and out for a goal kick. He's gone short. He sent everyone forward. Andrijano stayed and ended up picking the ball up short. Here's Blackwood. He goes back to Andrijano. Doesn't favour Andrijano on his right foot, but eventually he's able to clear and find Klassen Thomas in the process. Here's Tyrese Conway. Blackwood under pressure from Buko. Buko wins it. Buko shoots as well, but Brinkworth has called a free kick for being in the back of Blackwood. Buko just asking the question. Cheeky effort from Buko. Something we've come to expect from the Adelaide City captain. We've seen him score from that type of position before, especially with the wind behind him. It's going to be even easier, as they're just trying to get the ball back into the correct position for the free kick. And Argento's in that right spot, and the ball eventually makes his way, and he gets us underway again. Here is Vidmar. Catano puts Vidmar under pressure, and he splays it wide, but only finds Smith for Adelaide City. Klassen Thomas blocks out his pass. Here's Sakani. He looks for Conway. Can't find him in behind Lynch, but he gets the ball back. Here is Sakani. Into the box. Finds Blackwood. Blackwood unable to turn and get a shot away as Buko's there to defend, and does very well in the end, clearing out. Adelaide City players are having a bit of a go at each other. Buko leading the charge, telling him, let's clear this ball better. Birkalla now with the throw on the far side. Matsumoto goes into the box looking for Sakani, and Smith gets there first. Yates finds Conway. Conway goes inside. Here's Klassen Thomas. He can't get a shot away and just lobs it into the box, and cleared by Abatu at the second attempt. Here's Welsh. Finds Blackwood. Blackwood able to bring it under control on the edge. Yates tries to find Claston Thomas on that far right side, but that's blocked, and Catano does very well to muscle Yates off the ball, and then there's a head injury here, so Brentworth has been quick to call halt to the game and ask for the trainer to come out, as it is a head injury. Vidmar has said no, don't need it, but he's back up on his feet. There will be a little bit of stoppage time, as we've got still 10 minutes remaining of this first half. But there will be a bit of stoppage time. We've had a few stoppages here and there. That one just there was a bit of a stoppage. We've had Blackwood having to go off through the blood rule, and we've also had the assistant referee Nick Elligan having to have a chat with Vas Parhouse. So there will be a couple of minutes, I would say, of time added. Here is Adelaide City on the ball, because Kusumovic finds Smith overlapping. He can't find Brissan, and cut out by Clark, who's just been in the right place at the right time tonight across that back line. Here's Blackwood. Goes inside. Finds Yates. Yates under pressure from Brissan, and eventually goes back to Conway. Here is Anajanto for Birkalla. There is plenty of league action across the weekend, as Welsh switches to Matsumoto and finds him on the far side. Matsumoto up against Noah Smith. Looks to beat him on the outside, but it's cut out. Eventually goes wide and crosses. Far post, Conway's able to get there, cuts it back. Here's Welsh with the volley. Blocked by Hall and pushed away, and then cleared by Smith. Great play there from Birkalla, and Matsumoto in particular, able to dig out a cross from that angle, done very well. Anagiano goes back out to him as he's got a little bit of space out there. And that's the first save for John Hall to make this evening, as that volley comes in from Welsh. He probably didn't hit it as well as he would have liked, but it did cause Hall into a save, as Blackwood looks to cross, finds Sakani with the head, and he's put that one wide, as Hall happily sees that one go past his upright. As I said, plenty of league football action this weekend, as we've had so far Flinders United Women's taking on Metro Stars. That game kicked off at 6:15 tonight, and then at Service FM football, SA State Squad WNPL side taking on Salisbury Inter, West Adelaide taking on Birkalla Women's, and then in the Apex Steel Women's State League, Sturt taking on Adelaide City tonight, Cove taking on South Adelaide, and Modbury Jets taking on the Adelaide Jaguars. Hall goes long with his goal kick. Conway gets there first. Abitu goes long as well. Neither side able to get their foot on it. Now they do. Here's Welsh. Finds Sakani. Sakani's able to play forward for Claston Thomas. Claston Thomas into the box, and Hall's out early and claims. And then HBG home State League 2. As that ball's going to drift all the way out with this wind for another goal kick. And as I was saying, in HBG home State League 2 South, Noarlunga taking on taking on Vipers tonight, and Adelaide Uni taking on Seaford. And then obviously, as I mentioned, in the RD8 NPLSA, Campbelltown taking on Croydon, and the game you are here with me, the Birkalla men's versus Adelaide City. Tomorrow, plenty of action as well, so if you can get out to these games, do so. If not, join us on the FSA League's YouTube channel tomorrow in the Women's NPL. Adelaide Comets take on Campbelltown, Modbury Vista take on Adelaide Uni. In the Apex Women's State League, Western Strikers take on Elizabeth Grove. Blackwood wins that first one, and Corbo cleans up the second one. Eventually there's a free kick to Adelaide City. Bucco just asking the question as Zakani comes over the top. And in the HBG Home State League 1 tomorrow, Adelaide Atletico taking on Modbury Jets. Adelaide Blue Eagles taking on Cumberland. Adelaide Cobras taking on Cove. Fulham against Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and Salisbury taking on Eastern United. South Adelaide taking on Adelaide Olympic. In the HPG Home State League 2 North, Pontians taking on Angle Vale. Port Adelaide taking on Gawler. Northern Demons take on Elizabeth Grove. And Mowbray Vista against Barossa in the south. Western Strikers, Adelaide Titans against each other. Adelaide Hills take on Mount Barker in the Hills Derby. And Garn take on Plimpton. As that ball goes long into the box, cleared by Vidmar. Costanzo gets up high. Eventually Adelaide City come away with it. Here's Lynch. Conway gets back and defends well and wins the throw. And in the RAA NPLSA tomorrow, Sturt Lions taking on Adelaide United. Playford taking on Para Hills. FK Beergrad taking on Adelaide Comets. And West Adelaide taking on Metro Stars. And as I said, there is the History Month of May. And Playford tomorrow having their memorial and past players game tomorrow at Playford's ground against Para Hills. And they have Para Hills have Adelaide Playford have got their heritage shirts and put it on show for everyone to see. I think it's the 1985 or 86 season that they've taken inspiration from for this year's heritage round. All red with white pinstripe, black shorts for Playford. As Dom Costanzo puts Nathan Angenda under plenty of pressure there, but he does well to get away with it. And here's Welsh. Klassen Thomas met by Abatu and unable to turn. Ball falls kindly for Zatsakani. Here he is now, cuts in to his right. Eventually runs into trouble. Here's Conway though, shoots. He can't wrap his foot around that one enough, and that goes wide of John Hall's upright as well. Both LA City asking more questions from the bench about some possible free kicks in all of that. But Tom Sprinkworth has let the game flow as much as possible and doesn't have to pull too many free kicks. The one booking so far to Yates in the 31st minute. So it goes all the way back to John Hall as we get closer to that half-time whistle. Klassen Thomas wins the header. Here's Welsh. Gives it away to Smith. Smith able to get forward. Looks to beat three and has done so, but he's pushed off the ball and that's going to go all the way through and he's just holding his knee on. Ball goes out for a throw in on the far side. He just did take a knock to the knee in that run. He'd beaten three players and eventually was lost out to Matsumoto. The trainer has come on and this will add some time to this first half. Birkalla players look to be in some concern as well. And they are calling for him to come off straight away and it looks like they're going to need a stretcher, and I don't want to say anything too badly, but that looks, he did grab his knee. I'm worried that might be a serious injury. Yeah, as I'm just looking at Nick Harpers there, he's pointing to his knee. I was hazard to guess he's probably on these artificials done his knee, his ACL possibly. It's not the first time on the artificial we've seen something like that happen. Hopefully it is nothing as serious as that. As Bucco's gone into the book for Adelaide City in the 44th minute. And we have no action at the moment, so he's gone in for obviously saying something that the ref didn't like, and the good news is that he's able to walk off. Hopefully it's nothing serious for Smith and that it is just a knock. Just waiting to say, it looks like he's going to. They're just actually just waiting now. They may not take him off. It's. little bit of confusion for the bench. They're not sure what's actually happening at this stage. We'll keep you posted as the trainer's taking him off on the far side, and he is able to walk off. Got a bit of a limp, but looks like he's straight to the change rooms. I'm not sure if he's saying just give me half time or if that means he's off completely. No, they're telling him to wait on the substitution. Costanzo's going to drop in at left back. But they're going to wait on the substitution. They're going to try and see themselves out with 10 men just till half time and then assess how he is in that half time break. So I'll keep you posted on that. As Thomas Brinkworth is going to get us underway with a throw in on the far side to Adelaide City. It looks like they're going to go with Brissan now, as I think just dropping into left back role, and Costanzo's going to go back out into the right as that ball goes long to Catano. He fights off Matsumoto but loses out eventually. Here's Kasumovic with the effort. And he's flashed that one wide. Never worried Harpus there. But it looked good from off. It looked good off the boot from up here. Harpus had it covered the whole time as that went wide. And Adelaide City are just going to play out the rest of this half with 10 men. And Karachi's now gone into left back. Brissan's dropped into the middle of the midfield. And they're setting up with a 4-4-1 for the last few minutes. Here's Matsumoto into Klassen Thomas. He's able to turn. Looked for Zoe Sakani in behind, but not on the same page there. And that goes all the way through to John Hall, who's going to happily waste time while they're a man down. And Hall's back up on his feet, and we're going to see how long he actually has as Brinkworth now goes to 5-4 with the call. He's going to take up as much of that as he can. John Hall does. And then he goes long. That's going to carry a long way with this wind. Clark gets there first. And that's going to go out for... No, Kasumovic keeps that in on the far side. Kasumovic looks to cut inside, then go back outside. Klassen Thomas trying to show him the line, but eventually cut out. But Brissan does well to make something of that and wins it back. Here is Brissan. Karachia, who's currently filling in at left back, as Brinkworth brings this first half to a close here at Jack Smith Park. 0-0 at half time. Both keepers having to make a save or two. Harpus making one good, very good save from a Noah Smith effort. John Hall with a good save from a Welsh effort. They're the two of note so far in this first half, as both teams head to the change rooms, and we will keep an eye on how that turns out for Adelaide City with Noah Smith. I thought he'd gone down. They were calling for the trainer, but he eventually was able to walk off, and they're going to see how he goes as we look quickly at the match stats. No goals, 6 shots to Birkalla, 5 to Adelaide City. Shots on target, 4 for Birkalla and 1 for Adelaide City. A couple of yellow cards. Yates and Bucco, a card each. And that's all we have here for the first half at Jack Smith Park. So please go grab yourself a drink and join me again in 15 minutes for the second half in the RD8 NPLSA.
I signed my child up. Well, this is probably second time, I reckon. Last year we did it as well.
I thought it'd be good for her to get out and be active because she loves playing soccer.
It's just great to get the kids out, especially off the iPads and stuff like that as well.
She's made new friends, and I'd definitely recommend it to other people.
So you just enjoy the game and just enjoy playing with other kids, yeah.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Inside. First pass isn't really that great, but they still have it. Shot from distance, and that is an absolute rocket from Caelan Laird. Super sub comes on, makes it 3-0.
Cutting inside, has to strike. Hussein! That's an unbelievable goal, Abu Hussein, for his first of the club. We're only 5 minutes in here, but he's almost taken the net off.
Ball. Bucco now. Great crossfield pass to Dominic Costanzo on this side here. On his left. Gets a shot in. That's goal bound! And it's gone in. Fine finish by Dominic Costanzo, making it 1-1 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. And maybe no. Scores update in a minute here as this free kick comes in from Kasimovic. He's hit it well. Oh, Hasan Kasimovic. Pick that one out. Oh, that's I've got no words, Paul. That doesn't happen very often, but that's a fine free kick.
No, that's a super strike. Super strike.
Might have been coming out to the path back Stella, but yeah, now Fortner on the break. Cassia John has a shot from distance. Wow! Goal of the week! Cassia John!
One of the best signs that we know when it is a positive experience is when children keep coming back. We want them to be open to make a mistake so they keep learning. The learning is hidden within the games. So as much as possible, get in contact with the ball.
The kids are repeating the drills a lot, so it just becomes a muscle memory. The kids don't need to focus on the skill itself, they just do it naturally, yeah.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, you know, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And it's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on the Sunday. I was playing in senior football on the Saturday, so I felt like, you know, making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. You know, I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've got in the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise, you know, how you can also contribute to part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely it can be a rewarding career.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level, and with a better level there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing. A lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Still in the box, and it's another goal!
Jack Smith Park for round 8 of the RAA NPLSA. This clash between Adelaide City, the away side, and Birkalla, the home side. And we'll keep you updated. I don't believe Smith is coming out for the second half, so that is one change for Adelaide City. Birkalla have stayed as they are for the second half. That changes Noah Smith going off. And as I expected, Oliver Weston coming on in his place, and he'll just slot straight in at left back for Adelaide City as we get underway for this second half, as Buko goes wide to Kasumovic out on this left-hand side, as the change around at half-time is now Birkalla kicking left to right with that wind. Adelaide City kicking right to left if you've just joined me. Here is Weston with his first touch, goes wide. Did look to cross, but decided to turn back and go find Buko. Buko goes to Costanzo, who wasn't quite paying attention, but he's done well to beat Claston Thomas. Wide to Weston. Weston looks to cross first time, does. Cleared by Vidmar, only as far as Brissan. Brissan, volley. Cleared by Clark. Abichu, first one to the ball there, and he goes wide to Lynch. Corbo does very well, gets past one, can't get past the second or third, and wins it back. No, eventually gives away the free kick to Birkalla. And in the other game, in the RAA NPLSA this evening, Croydon Kings have taken a 2-0 lead over Campbelltown at Campbelltown. It's a loose touch from Claston Thomas, but Kitano can't keep the ball. Here is Claston Thomas. He goes wide to Conway on the left-hand side. Sakani back to Conway. Conway looks to cross, does so. Finds Classon Thomas in the box. Classon Thomas can't turn with the ball. Goes down, but no penalty. Carachia comes away with it for Adelaide City and finds Costanzo. He's met by Sakani, but gets past him. He goes line looking for Catano, but is only able to find the sideline, and that goes out on that far side. And that score is brought to you by One World LED and Sportal Systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. As Conway into the box, can't find a teammate. Kasumovic comes away with it for Adelaide City, looks to get round Matsumoto, does so. Then he goes long looking for Catano. Wynn holds that one up and Vidmar gets there first. Goes high. Bucco with a beautiful touch to Costanzo. Costanzo looking for Catano. Finds him, but he can't get his header towards Bucco. Eventually cleared by Vidmar. And that long clearance goes long in behind, but Corbo's going to get there for Adelaide City. Bounces over Conway, but he's able to turn quickly enough. Here's Yates. Classon Thomas up against Weston. Weston used his body well to get in between and keeps that ball going back to John Hall. And he goes long and it's cleared by Vidmar. That is a foul. Here's Blackwood on the far side, into the box. Cuts onto his right, back onto his left, crosses, blocked by Lynch. Out for a throw-in. Looks like Anajanto's stepped up to take this one and will go long into the box. He's got some tall timber to aim for in Welsh, Blackwood and Sakani. Goes long looking for Welsh, but cleared by Lynch. Back to Anajanto. Finds Welsh down the line. Welsh crosses. Gets to the top of the box. Here's Conway. Conway tries to kill that and Weston clears, does very well, but the clearance a little bit goes backwards actually in the end, and Welsh can't quite get there, and eventually Adelaide City clear. Costanzo looking for Catano. Catano gets there first, but Yates clears up for Birkalla. Neither side putting their foot on the ball and keeping it at the moment. Corbo does well to do that. Then he goes long looking for Catano in behind and finds him. Vidmar couldn't quite get his head onto it. Here's Catano wide on the far side, goes inside and finds Costanzo. Costanzo looks to beat Vidmar and does so. Looks to get in the box, but Vidmar tracks back well. Eventually forces the ball out for a corner. First one of this second half goes in the way of Adelaide City. I would hazard to guess that Nicholas Bucco will make his way over to this one, as it would be an outswinger, as Noah Smith is no longer on the pitch, who would normally go across to take these ones. It looks like Bucco's going to take this one left-footed. So it will be an in-swinger. Bucco on the left. Goes high, far post, cleared by Classon Thomas, but only as far as Kasumovic. Kasumovic up against Vidmar. Looks to cut in on his right and gets a shot away, but cleared by Welsh, but not very far. And Yared Abichu picks this one up inside the box. Goes back to Kasumovic and draws the foul from Conway. Dangerous position, this one. 18 yards out, but wider of the box. Harper's is looking for a two-man ball. Costanzo comes across for this one. It's going to be into the wind. So it will hold up just a little bit on this angle. There's Kasumovic and Costanzo both over it. Everyone else, every attacking player is in the box. Carachia, top of the box. Two players back for Adelaide City, marking no one. It seems a little bit of a waste. I thought they could get one more forward and put a bit more pressure on Birkalla. However, here is Costanzo. He looks to swing it in. Bucco wins the first flick, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. Claiming for a corner, but no luck there for the Adelaide City captain. As Birkalla will get us underway with a goal kick. goes long and wide, but cleared by Lynch. Costanzo flicks on, and Vidmar gets there first for Birkalla. Here's Anajanto, he goes long looking for Klassen Thomas. Finds it to Sikani. Sikani, Blackwood. Blackwood looking for Klassen Thomas. It might fall his way, but it doesn't in the end as Lynch and Corbo eventually clear and get out each other's way. Anajanto comes through, and that's going to go out for a throw-in on the far side. Chat to the locals. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA, proud sponsors of the NPL here in South Australia. Known as the RAA NPLSA. Birkalla able to come away with it. Yates spreads it wide to Matsumoto, who's got some space. Matsumoto down the line. Looks to cross and does so. Back post says Blackwood can't quite get there. It doesn't quite fall for Sikani and cleared by Adelaide City. Kitano gets the head onto that one and finds Brasan. Yates goes down behind play. Kitano in behind. Kitano into the box. Looks to beat Vidmar, and Clark's there again for clearing. Does so well and finds Klassen Thomas. And Yates is still down, and Brentworth has called a halt to the game as he goes back to Yates. Cross came in, Blackwood got up really high, but cleared by Adelaide City, and Kitano just blocked the run off there of Yates trying to get to the ball. As Yates is still now back to his feet, and it will be a drop ball. Both sides have been pretty consistent with their lineups this season. Only the odd change here and there when needed. Birkalla back four hasn't changed much at all. The only change really of late has been Christophilos coming in for Anajanto in the odd game. Otherwise, it's been a very much a settled lineup for Birkalla. And again, Adelaide City, not too many changes overall. Birkalla look to play out and try and play forward, and that's going to be cleared by Bucco. Brasan gets there first, but Welsh gets it under control. Here's Clark. He goes wide to Matsumoto, who again has some space on this near side. Looks to square up Kasumovic. Beats him. Into the box goes Matsumoto. Crosses, but clear. That's well covered there from Weston and out for a corner. Matsumoto, great play down that right wing to beat Kasumovic and get into the box, and in the end couldn't find a teammate as Weston cut that cross out. Could only cut it out for a corner as Yates comes all the way across to take this one for Birkalla. One arm up for Yates. Drills it in, goes far post, cleared by Abatu. Matsumoto gets there first. Eventually ball goes high, nothing from the referee as play on. Yates finds Matsumoto, he gets a flick to Blackwood. Blackwood able to turn, shoots, and it shoots high and over John Hall's bar. But great opportunity there for Birkalla. Blackwood unable to make this one count. And again, Adelaide City just asking the question of Tom Brentworth, and so is Anajanto, about possible fouls, but as he said, he's the man in the middle. He called the play on. The players need to continue, and Anajanto makes his way back to that left back role. Close in on the hour mark of this game. Scores still 0-0 here at Jack Smith Park. Campbelltown have got a goal back in their clash against Croydon to make it 2-1. That game's nearly over, only a couple of minutes left of normal time. Here's Kasumovic up against Matsumoto, looks to go outside of him, crosses, no, cuts it back onto his right. He's now got two players. He goes all the way back to Weston. Weston then goes all the way back to Yared Abatu. Abatu looks for Kasunovic, who finds him in the left wing role, but he was coming back from an offside position. Clark will get us underway and does, goes long looking for Classon Thomas. Abatu's going to get there first and does so and then clears. And as far as Yates, Brissan works back to win it back and gets a push in the back for his troubles off Yates, and he's going to take the ball away. He's certainly felt the brunt of that one. Yates just having a word with Brinkworth there as well. Brissan's just taking his time after that one. He certainly felt the brunt of that as the push came in from the back. Pushed into another player, and they're just calling their trainer on now. Medical bag and bottle. No more bucket with the sponge these days, like they did in the past. Which leads me into the football. South Australia is taking part in South Australia's History Festival this May, hosting a series of sessions at Service FM Stadium, exploring the history of the game in our state. Titled One Round Ball, Football's Connections Across South Australia. The sessions look at how football has brought communities together across generations, from grassroots to the global stage, through stories, memorabilia and personal experiences. Sessions run across May and are free to attend, but bookings are required. You can find more information via the Football South Australia website. As Tom Brinkworth there, just having a quick chat to Yates. And that's going to, I think, be the last involvement for Yates this evening as he looks to make way for Sakonis coming on. I think that might also be partly before he gets a second booking, as he was booked in that first half. Booked in the 31st minute. Sakonis will be a straight swap for Yates in the middle of the park. As we tick over to 60 minutes. As Bucco will take this free kick. And he does so, looking for Katana in the box. Harpers comes a long way and punches. And Karachia can't bring that under control, but Lynch knocks it high. Sakonis with his first touch, but only as far as Karachia. Brissan looking for Katana, but neither side able to clear. Well, Birkalla not able to clear, and Adelaide City not able to get their foot on it, and that's eventually cleared by Matsumoto and out for a throw-in. Time added in the Campbelltown-Croydon game. Still 2-1 Croydon, so big win there for Croydon if they can hold on. Matsumoto clears. Apologies, that wind is starting to pick up, as you'll be able to hear in the mics. Here is Lynch. Costanzo on the far side, looks to cut in, does so, looking for Brissan. That goes into the box, and Harpus is going to pick that one up for Birkalla. Like I said, that wind now starting to really pick up as Harpus goes long, and that wind's going to pick that one up and take that one out for a throw-in on this near side. Beautiful night, but that wind has certainly picked up now, and it's causing a few issues. Just trying to keep that ball moving and not overhit it from a Birkalla point of view. It certainly holds up any long balls that Adelaide City players. Abatu looks to go long, but he keeps that one low, cut out by Welsh. Here's Blackwood. Classon Thomas now. He can't find Blackwood. Karachia does well to get in front and muscle his way past Classon Thomas. Here's Weston, goes all the way back to Hall. Hall clears, but only as far as Blackwood. Blackwood, top of the box. Conway. Blackwood hits it, blocked by Adelaide City. I think that was Bucco in the end, blocking that shot. And Costanzo's able to come away with it. But dangerous there from Adelaide, from Birkalla. Adelaide City unable to clear their lines. And they got away with it in the end. Here's Classon Thomas. He can't quite get there, and Abatu clears, and that's going to join me almost in the commentary box. make his way back to take this throw in. Game hasn't hit the heights I was hoping it would, with both sides both very attacking in normally and two of the highest scoring teams in the league. Here's Blackwood, goes wide to Conway. Conway is forced back. Here's Sakani. Sakani hits it, forces Hall into a great save. That was certainly on target, and Hall sprung to his left, gets a hand on that and pushes it wide for a corner. But great effort there from Sakani. Give him half a yard and he'll certainly take the opportunity to shoot. And in that one he did so. And Hall was up to the task. That's what I wanted to see from this game. A bit of spark, and Sakani providing it. Like I said, both these teams, both very attacking, both leading the charts for attacking output in goals scored. And Ajanto will take this one. Does so. He goes far post. Welsh loses out there, but it's actually headed by an Adelaide City player out for another corner. However, it does have a knock-on effect. Both of these teams have been fantastic defensively, and both have great records defensively. Adelaide City conceded the least amount of goals. Birkalla conceding the second least amount of goals so far this season. As Birkalla have another corner. This time will be swung in by the right foot of Sakani. He goes near post, cleared by Adelaide City. Klassen Thomas to Matsumoto. Matsumoto goes wide. He'll look to cross up against Kitano. Eventually gets a cross in and lobs that one up, and John Hall can't quite get there. And Brinkworth hasn't blown anything, and Blackwood's there to score. Blackwood able to make that count as a ball was lofted high. Blackwood puts John Hall under pressure and forces it over the net. Not the prettiest of goals, but it's counted. And John Hall's left on the ground. And Birkalla take a 1-0 lead in the 64th minute, thanks to a Blackwood goal. Adelaide City certainly asking the question of Brinkworth, why was that not a foul? He said play on, that's all that matters. And Blackwood made it count for his 7th goal of the season. And what has been an outstanding season for Blackwood this year. It was a bit of hit and miss last year. Injuries and finding the right form. This year, injury free, and he's found some great form. Adelaide City get us back underway as Buko looks for Kasumovic in behind and finds him. He's up against Matsumoto, but Matsumoto wins out in the box and clears and wins the free kick. Harpers will take this one, and he's going to send everyone long. As the Croydon game still sitting 2-1 at this present moment. I have no further updates at this stage. Sakonis finds Klassen Thomas. He finds Conway. Conway to Blackwood. Blackwood wide to Conway. Conway forced very wide in the end by Corbo. Sakonis finds Klassen Thomas's feet. He's unable to turn and is forced backwards. Here's Blackwood. Conway again wide for Birkalla. Here is Sakonis again. Conway able to tuck inside and find Blackwood. Blackwood this time able to volley, but can't get that one on target, and that goes wide. John Hall's upright and out for a goal kick. A good play there from Birkalla. Starting to play with some confidence after that goal from Blackwood. Here's Abichu. Sakani does well to track him all the way, and he has to go back to John Hall, but he gets it back. Here is Abichu again, looks to get forward. He finds Weston. Weston goes long looking for Kitano, but that's gone past him and will go all the way through to Harpus. And Ajanto goes long looking for Blackwood, and he finds him. Here's Welsh. Klassen Thomas Good little touch there from Conway, favoured Blackwood. Birkalla happy to keep the ball and go all the way back. Now with their 1-0 lead thanks to that goal from Blackwood, 64th minute. Now able to find feet and get the ball moving. That's well played from Birkalla, but Welsh unfortunately can't find that final pass as Lynch cuts it out, and Gento wins it back from Costanzo. Welsh looks for Conway. He stayed onside. Goes inside and finds Walsh. He leaves it for Thomas. Glasson Thomas goes wide to Sakani. Sakani hits it low. Well, John Hall down with a great save with his left hand. Another shot on target there from Birkalla. John Hall again up to the task of that one. Great effort there from Sakani, and John Hall, like I said, down low to his left with a great strong hand save there. And then he gets us moving again, and that's a full time in Campbelltown game against Croydon, and Croydon getting a 2-1 win, which is a massive win for Croydon, who are currently, before that game, sitting in 10th position on the table, as that's whipped in from Western and eventually cleared by Anajanto only as far as Welsh, but he's able to clear further to Blackwood, and he's able to go wide to Conway. Birkalla now able to get forward. This game's starting to open up. Conway tucks inside. Happy to go back to Welsh. And then he sprays a wide pass to Matsumoto, who can get there, keeps it in, goes back to Glasson Thomas. Glasson Thomas into the box, heavy first touch, falls kindly, crosses. But eventually Corbo able to put his foot on it, and he clears. Kicks it straight into Bucco, and eventually Sakani wins it. Here's Sakani. He can't find the player wide, but Conway gets it. He's trying to volley, and his volley goes wide in the end. So a little bit of a not very good defending there from Adelaide City in their clearance, but eventually it goes out as Adelaide City go to their bench. And looks like Louis Latanzio is coming on. And Dom Costanzo's gone off on that far side. Latanzio will make his way over to the far side for Costanzo. John Hall just on his haunches there, just waiting for Tom Brinkworth to get us underway again, and he does, and he goes short. As we tick over 70 minutes here at Jack Smith Park on the One World LED and Sportal system for all your indoor and outdoor display solutions scoreboard. And as I said earlier, Campbelltown going down to Croydon 2-1 in the other RAA NPLSA clash tonight, which, like I said, Croydon were sitting in 10th, but that win now puts them up onto 11 points, and that puts them equal with Campbelltown, who are currently sitting 6th before that game. So that does certainly change things there. Still plenty of games to play tomorrow that could have further knock-on effects to league positions. As that win picks up again. Certainly favours the Birkalla, who are kicking from left to right as that ball goes down the line. Here's Louis Latanzio, loses out to Anajanto, who cuts it back to Vidmar, and Vidmar's able to clear to Welsh. They're able to keep it in on that far side, and Conway tries to go inside, but Bucco cuts that one out and eventually goes out for a throw-in. And all of a sudden we hear the Adelaide City drum behind the goal. They haven't had much to drum about so far. A couple of shots in that first half, one particular on target that forced Harpus into a great save, as that's given away to Adelaide City. Here's Kasumovic. He's knocked that past Matsumoto, and he's gone over, and Brinkworth has eventually called the free kick. And this one is in a dangerous position. This one's about 25 to 30 yards out from goal. This is certainly a little bit closer than the first half effort from Kasumovic that was closer to 40. This one's probably 30 yards out, 35 at the most. Still a long way, and a three-man wall for Birkalla set up by Harpus. And that's Kasumovic and Bucco over this one. I'd say Bucco's going to hit this one into the wind. Bucco hits it, and Harpus is forced into a save. Bucco hit that beautifully and did well to keep that one from going too high. Had enough power. Harpus was up to the challenge. Wasn't sure about it though. He eventually just was happy to put both fists onto it to push that one over the bar. And it looks like Adelaide City are going to their bench for a third time. And this is the second window that they'll be using. And this time it's Skimizi coming on. And it looks like Brissan has made way. Here is that corner for Adelaide City. Bucco with the left goes short to Laurie Latanzio. Latanzio clips it in and it's blocked by Conway for another corner. I just saw former player Negus getting up to get the ball, but not needed in the end. Here's Laurie Latanzio. Crosses blocked again by Birkalla. There's a short corner. Was tried again as we get closer to 75 minutes played here at Jack Smith Park. This time Bucco with the left foot again. This time two arms up, which means it looks like he'll swing this one into the box. And does so, goes far post, cleared by Welsh. Only as far as Lynch. Lynch goes wide. Crosses, but cut out by Matsumoto, and then he's clearance almost joins me in the commentary box, but that's going to go all the way over behind us onto the footy oval. And chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better be a member with RAA. Looks like Birkalla are going to their bench for the first time this evening. As Claston Thomas looks to be making way. And coming on is Jonathan Dorigo. Would likely be a straight swap. He'll come into what will eventually be a left wing role as Claston Thomas makes way. As Adelaide City have the throw, and Karachi goes long looking for Katano. Katano goes high over Matsumoto and gives away the free kick, and Matsumoto's feeling that one. Certainly big time added again to this second half as Tom Brinkworth just having a word with Katano about that challenge. He went high and ended up going over the top of Matsumoto, who is still struggling, still on his haunches. He will make his way up eventually. Pass has made those bit out 4-4-2 now for Adelaide City as Skimizi has joined Katano up top. Luilo Tanzio also on. You know what kind of spark he can bring to an attacking lineup, as Harpus doesn't quite hit that as well as he would have liked, but it makes it his way all the way through to Tyrese Conway, who ends up drawing the foul from Lynch. I would say that he was looking for Conway, but I don't think he hit it as well as he would have liked. And Conway doing well to win the foul. Just trying to gain a few yards there. And he looks to swing this one in. He does so, looking for Welsh, but Blackwood can't quite get there, and it's cleared. And Sukonis picks it up. Here's Conway. Looks to go line, but loses out to Lynch. Latanzio goes long looking for Kitano. He's going to put Clark under pressure, and Clark's happy just to put that one out over the line for a throw-in. As Adelaide City rush forward to get themselves a goal to get back into this game. Here's Laurie Latanzio. He crosses far post. Has touch there from Kasumovic and blocked by Matsumoto, but eventually goes out off Kasumovic for a goal kick. A high hopeful ball into the box from Laurie Latanzio, and Kasumovic almost made something of it, but couldn't quite get his effort goal bound. Eventually goes out for a goal kick. One thing I did notice in the last game that I watched of Adelaide City was against Sturt in the last round before Cup, when they did go 1-0 down. It just seemed to lack a little bit of urgency when needed. Tonight it seems a little bit different. They've got a little bit more urgency when they're trying to get the ball back in play. Here's Conway on the far side for Birkalla, up against Lynch. He crosses, looking for Sakani. Sakani gets the head, but can't direct it goal bound as Blackwood was coming in behind him. That one sailed out again for a goal kick, and John Hall will take this one. If you just joined me, it's 1-0 to Birkalla, thanks to a George Blackwood goal in the 64th minute. On the One World LED and Sportal Systems forward indoor and outdoor digital display solution scoreboard. As that's blocked by Conway. He finds Sakani. Sakani looks for Blackwood. Blackwood onto his right. Goes wide, but can't get that one back towards goal. It goes out for a corner. Adelaide City trying to hurry this game along as Western puts the ball out to the corner flag to move Birkalla along a little bit. Like I said, last time I saw them, there seemed to be a lack of urgency for Adelaide City. This time they're showing that little bit more urgency now that they are 1 goal behind. The attacking talent of Scamizzi, Laurie Latanzio and Kitano all on. Bucco still on as well. They've got the firepower to score, but can they? Birkalla at the moment leading 1-0, and they've got a corner in their favour. Birkalla look to make this a 2-0 lead as that comes in. Goes far post. Welsh gets there first, nods it back and cleared by Abatu. It's a high up and under, and it's going to go out for another corner, but this time on the far side. Dorigo will go across to take this one as well. As Negus, Adelaide City legend, part of the coaching staff that Vas Pye has put together along with Madge Ibrahim. Knocks that one across for Birkalla to take. Stavgalakis must be happy at this present moment the way Birkalla are in front 1-0 and playing. Push their lead at the top of the table. As this one's delivered by Dorigo and cleared at the near post by Bucco to Laurie Latanzio. Laurie Latanzio up against Sakonis, cuts inside. It's Adelaide City player streaming forward, but he can't find either of them, and Anagendo cleans up for Birkalla. Here is George Blackwood. He loses out. Laurie Latanzio looking for Scamizzi, and that's cleared, and it's going to go out for a corner now for Adelaide City. As Harpers can't keep that one in as we tick over with only less than 10 minutes to go. 81st minute of this match. Adelaide City, if they want something out of this game, they need to score now. Set up a grandstand finish for the remaining 9 minutes or so, plus time added of this match. Bucco across to take this with his left foot, hands on his head. Signals being done. Players make their move in the middle of the box. He swings this one in near post, and Harpers is there with a great punch out. And clears Lynch as well and forces Adelaide City all the way back. But that's short. Conway up against Corbo. And that's a foul. No, says the referee. Plays on. Corbo's telling him to get up. Great body to body there, and Conway's laid flat on his back at the moment. Hall clears. Here is Birkalla. Look to play Matsumoto in. And Corbo's there to clean up. As Matsumoto is offside as he's gone for that ball. I thought he might have given a free kick, but he said play on which means there's a great shoulder-to-shoulder there as far as the referee was concerned. If Conway had beaten Corbo, that would have been 1v1 against John Hall, as we've got both teams now going to their bench. Birkalla going to make a double substitution. Chris Christofilos coming on. And Abdullahi coming on as well for Birkalla. Adelaide City also going to their bench. Adelaide City brought on number 12, Nicholas Francese. Making way for Birkalla is Andy Janto. So Christofilos will go straight into that left back role. And the other change is Conway making way, and Abdullahi will go straight into that right wing position. Francese coming on. Another attacking player for Adelaide City. As soon as I work out who's gone off, I'll let you know. It looks like it might have been Lynch making way at fullback and Francese coming on at right fullback. That's held up in the wind and knocked back towards John Hall, who takes that one with his hands this time. But that wind certainly making life difficult for long clearances, as Corbo does go long looking for Catano, and he finds him. It's going to go drift all the way through to Kasumovic. Here's Kasumovic. Looks to beat Clark. Goes on the outside. Goes down just outside the box. And handballs it and wins the free kick. As Clark just bodies him there, and then Kasumovic in the full handballs it. A little bit unlucky there. And I would say that's all the substitutions available for Adelaide City tonight. And Tom Brinkworth is just going to come over and have a chat with Vas Parhas, by the looks of it, who's going to go into the book. Nope. He's booked someone on the bench. I'm not quite sure who it has been directed to, as I can't see who is on the Adelaide City bench. Adelaide City have made 4 substitutions. I'm not sure how many windows they've now used, as one change was done at half-time. They may have one window left. As Birkalla have the throw. Matsumoto will take it on this near side. He goes short to Blackwood, whose goal at the moment is the deciding factor on this game. As we go over 85 minutes played, Adelaide City have 4 plus time added to get a goal. As that win from Catano falls kindly to Clark in the end, and he clears, and Christofilos then puts it out of play. As the Adelaide City faithful making some noise behind the Birkalla goal is Adelaide City. Here is Catano. Catano at the top of the box. He finds Laurie Latanzio. He's able to go wide. The cross from Francese, and that's missed. A hit from Scamizzi. Finds himself with a yard of space in the box, but he's unable to guide his shot. Goal bound, as he probably got slightly mishit that, and the ball goes wide. That was a great opportunity there for Adelaide City. As amongst those changes, Parhas also came on for Adelaide City. As that's going to go all the way through to Weston, and he nods it back to John Hall, just trying to work out who else has made way for. So it looks like it's been, that change was Patrick Carachia making way. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. So I'd say that was probably all their substitutions. Weston will take this throw in. He's trying to sneak some yards, and Tom Sprinkler's telling him to go back. Goes all the way back to John Hall in the end. He goes long, looking for Kitano. He's up against Matsumoto. He wins the flick to Kasumovic. Kasumovic wins the corner off Matsumoto. This is better from Adelaide City. They need to show some urgency, and they are doing that this week. Bucco goes across to take this one. Adelaide City send all the tall timber and the rest of the players all forward, leaving only Corbo at the back. Bucco, right-footed this time. Goes near post, and that's into the side netting. Not a good one there from Bucco. Can be disappointed with himself there. As Harpus goes long. Goes all the way through. Eventually falls to Blackwood, who goes wide to Abdullahi. He's up against Franceschi on the far side. He's able to get wide. Cross. Only as far as Pajas, he's able to clear. This score stays the same, stays as it is. Birkalla up to 19 points. 3 points clear of Playford, who play tomorrow. Like I said, they play tomorrow in that Heritage round, or Heritage game against Para Hills at Playford. Western finds Kitano. Kitano looks for Kasumovic in behind, but cut out by Matsumoto, and eventually goes out for a throw into Birkalla. So at the moment, as things stand, Adelaide City will stay where they own fourth. West Owens Birkalla will extend their lead at the top of the table over Playford, but like I said, Playford play tomorrow. Game continues. Welsh, Blackwood. Forces a throw off Western. There's not much left of this game as we do tick into that 90th minute. So be anything, just time added now. Adelaide City really need to make something of this game if they're going to get anything out of it. That's given away. Here's Dorigo. He looks to switch it, but it's cut out by Franceschi, and he's given it to Abdullahi, who hits it across the goal, but there's no one there for Birkalla, and in the end it goes very wide for Blackwood to collect, and he goes back to Matsumoto. Blackwood. Welsh. Blackwood. Looks for Welsh, but can't find him, and Pajas loses out to Dorigo, but wins the foul. Okay. John Hall will take this free kick. Certainly seems to take his time there. He goes long, but that's going to hold up in the wind, and Sukone gets there first. Dorigo, he looks to play in Abdullahi. Abdullahi on his bike. He's cut out there. Out for a goal kick. Great defending there from Franceschi. As John Hall gets it going quickly. We're into time added. There's not much left of this game. As he goes long, that's going to hold up. Still clears the halfway line. Kitano, Clark there, and Kitano gives away the free kick. Clark not happy about that one. As Kitano jumped into Clark when he won that header. And Birkalla will certainly take their time with this one. There's the Blackwood goal in the 64th minute, the deciding goal at this stage, making it 1-0. In the RAA NPLSA, round 8 here at Jack Smith Park, and chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Lots going on. We've also got Women's Football Week coming up here in SA. As Adelaide City play out from the back, Bucco gets the ball wide. Franceschi on the far side. He goes into Laurie Latanzio, and It's going to go out for a throw in to Adelaide City. As we tick into the second minute of time added. Here's Bucco. He beats Abdullahi. Goes inside, but Catano's running without the ball. It's given away. Here's Christofilos. Christofilos into the Adelaide City half. Here's Abdullahi on the far side. Beats one. Looks to beat two. Into the box is Abdullahi, but Bucco's there again to cut it out. That's Corbo. Jared Abichu. He goes wide looking for Kasumovic and finds him. Kasumovic then looks for either Catano or Scamizzi, and that's going to go all the way through to Harpers, who's going to take his time and does so. And a deciding moment was a goal from Blackwood, who put Hall under pressure and caused Hall unable to hold across. Blackwood got there first and managed to knock it past him. Here's Kasumovic able to get past Matsumoto. Closed down by Sakonis. Sakonis up against him and does well to win that one and knocks it out for a throw-in. Kasumovic and Sakonis, great battle there between the two as Kasumovic struggles to get back up. As Western will take this throw for Adelaide City. You wouldn't think there'd be too much time remaining as we ticked over 3 minutes played into the fourth minute. Western will look to get this one onto the head of Abichu. Goes to his feet. Abichu will cross. No, he goes back to Western. Western will cross. He does so. Goes all the way through, and it's there for Scamizzi. He's hit the bar. Scamizzi hit the bar from 7 yards out, and that was the opportunity for Adelaide City. Now Abdullahi is away up against Corbo. Abdullahi hits it. Goes low, but goes wide off John Hall's upright. Was that the remaining opportunity for Adelaide City? Is there's still time left? As Scamizzi, the ball fell kindly to him and he hit it. He'd beaten Harpers but could not beat the framework of the goal when it rattled into that crossbar. As the scores remain 1-0 to Birkalla. Sakani looks to beat Western, regains possession and goes back to Sakonis. He splays it wide to Abdullahi, and he's going to do well if he keeps that under control, and he can't do, and that goes out for a throw-in on the far side. Adelaide City looks to get this ball moving quickly forward. Here's Scamizzi, able to trade, does well, beats two players there brilliantly, but loses out to the third, but it falls kindly. That ball can't get in behind, and Christofilos able to clear. He then goes to Sakani, and then he cleverly wins the throw-in off Francesi. As time ticks away for Adelaide City, that's a long throw looking for Sakonis, and Hall comes out and claims. He looks to go long and does so. That's got some height to it. It's going to hold up in the wind. Beats both Vidmar and Catano, and Catano can't eventually find it, but that's clearance isn't dealt with, and eventually Matsumoto clears for Birkalla. And Brentworth brings the game to a close. Birkalla come away 1-0 winners here at Jack Smith Park over Adelaide City in what was a tight affair over the 90 minutes. And the deciding goal in the end was that one goal from George Blackwood in the 64th minute. As it looks like there was a knock to the head for Vidmar at the end, and I think it might be a little bit of blood on his face, so I'll keep an eye out on that, but it does look like there's a blood rule there, but the game has come to an end here. As we have a quick look at the stats, 16 shots for Birkalla, 9 for Adelaide City, 7 shots on target to Adelaide City's 2. So Birkalla certainly having more of the attacking threat with shots at goal and on target. Harper's forced into one great save in the first half. Hall with a couple of really good saves as well in that second half. I said tune in tomorrow. If you can't get to the grounds, tune in to the FSA League's YouTube channel and watch games live tomorrow. Otherwise, like I said, if you can, get out to those games tomorrow. Sturt playing Adelaide United, Playford taking on Para Hills, Beergrad taking on Adelaide Comets, and West Adelaide taking on Metro Stars in the RAA NPLSA. There's games in the HBG Home State League 1, HBG Home State League 2, and also the Apex Steel WNPL and Apex Steel WSL tomorrow. So get out to those games I've been your commentator, Mark Talbot. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.